Will you ever buy an orange iPhone?
I don't think I'll buy any iPhone, but an orange one, even less so, I guess.
I guess you're a Samsung guy, is it?
I am. We represent.
Okay, so I guess with the new funky colors in iPhone 14,
I think it's 17, man. 14 is long gone. I think you're just attached to your old iPhone.
every time I keep going back to iPhone 14 Pro. So
Yeah, I think it's like an ex that you keep going back to. That one girl, man, she hurt me.
damn, bro. With the new funky colors, I think with the Pro models, it was supposed to be professionals, and now they're focusing more on creative side. So their professionals are people who are making videos and filming content and all that stuff. So I guess they're doing a bold move of putting colorful, funky colors in.
I guess so. There's this new influencer streaming culture that's going on right now, so I guess they're targeting their audience wisely to pander to the current generation that's so much into social media.
I might buy an orange phone only because I want to show off and I want people to know that I'm using the latest version of the phone.
First of all, bro, I would like to correct you. It's not orange, it's cosmic orange,
Oh my
by the
God.
way. So please correct yourself before Apple comes in with their agents and breaks down our door again.
In 17 Pro models, they introduced unibody as they had it in MacBooks. They went back to aluminum frame. They're claiming that they have a higher battery capacity, but they only mention in number of hours usage.
Yeah, I don't know. They always use these kind of lingos that are confusing. You know, like, oh, we fit in a denser battery and that kind of stuff. And I think they only went back to aluminium on the Pro models. I think the Air still has a titanium frame or something. I don't know. It's a cheaper phone, but they still have a titanium on that.
One of the major overdue specs bump that was required is a front selfie camera. I guess it's my dog seeing a raccoon. No one asked for it, like I've never heard anyone asking about it. Is a front selfie camera upgraded from 12 megapixel to 18 megapixel, and it's a center stage camera where you can still take a portrait and landscape photo without changing your phone's orientation.
I guess I'm not a selfie guy, but I guess some people will enjoy the feature, enjoy the upgrade, I guess.
What do you think about the thin phones?
I don't know, man. I don't know how thin is too thin, or I don't know why we need thin phones anyway. Wouldn't you rather have that real estate for battery, better cooling? I mean, I feel like it's just a gimmick. For me, it doesn't make any sense.
I guess it's just easier to put in pocket and take it out.
I mean, how much easier can it be? It's not like monumentally thin. It's just I just don't get like. I guess there is an audience out there for it, and that's why they're making it. Otherwise, why would they? But still, I cannot rationalize it.
I guess talking about thin phones, then I remember I have a iPod Touch 5th generation, and it is so thin, it's so light that it feels weird nowadays that we have so heavy phones. Talking about this topic, it reminds me that there's a pro version ladder, that if you have like a single camera, then you're a basic phone user. Then if you have 2 cameras, you're intermediate. If you have 3 cameras or more, then you're a pro user. A similar way that how the companies have built an image for a pro model phone is that it needs to be bulkier, have more cameras, it needs to be a little heavier. It makes you feel that you're holding something heavier and it's more powerful. When you launch a thin phone, it feels weird, and especially with a pro model chip in the phone.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that, man. I cannot believe they actually stuck in a pro chip, the same as the pro models, in a body frame that thin and with no vapor chamber. How are they going to keep it cool?
That's my next question. How are they keeping it cool? How they have added vapor chamber in iPhone 17 Pro model, but there's no cooling system in this phone. We had this as a very big issue in iPhone 15 and 16, that the phone was overheating. People were using like external MagSafe fans.
Seriously, bro, I think they made it for like these colder regions for the winter. It's like a pocket warmer for you, you know. If you play music in your phone, it's gonna warm your pockets and make it, you know, can give you that extra boost in winter, I guess. Perfect for Canadian people, I guess.
Perfect pocket heater. When you put in a pro level chip in a very thin phone, it still makes you feel that something is missing because the phone is so light.
I mean, I bet it's underclocked too. I mean, it cannot be the same power as the Pro models. Otherwise, how would they even justify it?
It's very close to 17 Pro, but it's not exactly same. They just use the same chip but less number of cores. So that's how they made it work.
So why even call it the same name then? Why, like, isn't that like false marketing or something? Yeah, A19 Pro.
It should be
A19 minus.
A19 Pro Lite. So they re-engineered the internal parts of the phone and shuffled them around and put them under the camera plateau. They have most of the frame for battery.
It's not a bump, it's a plateau because it's Apple. You know, they have to be quirky and unique. Like, it's giving me like I'm not like the other girls' energy.
So this time they're calling their camera bump a camera plateau. With the 17 reveal, I was kind of disappointed because firstly it looked exactly same as iPhone 16. There was no design upgrade, it was only a specs bump. And secondly, I wanted to switch from my 14 Pro to a 17 or 17 series. Now we know I'm not buying a iPhone 17. Now tell me in comments which one should I buy, Air or iPhone 17 Pro?
I think I might disagree with you on that one. I think the design change is quite substantial. I mean, the plateau itself.
It's very substantial because they have new colors and it's just a little bit lighter.
I mean, the camera plateau, God, so much wasted space. I know like they justify it with the periscope camera and the SoC like being in the bump now. I'm not even calling it plateau anymore. I'm just gonna call it bump. But even if they are trying to justify it in that way, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It just looks weird. You know, Apple, they are known for their refined designs, and for them to have like so much wasted space up there, even if it's not wasted, it looks wasted to me, people, you know. And I just don't feel like it's, you know, classic Apple.
We will find out when someone will open up the phone.
Yeah, jerry-rig everything, I guess we'll open it, but just for me, my point was that it just doesn't look very refined, you know. It doesn't scream Apple. It's a very experimental design, which is weird for Apple.
Yeah, but overall, how the leaks were, the phones were looking very stupid, but now they managed to make it look at least nicer, that I do want to upgrade to one of the either.
See, I think that's one thing that they have over nothing right now, at least, that the design is symmetrical and it does look better. Yeah, as you said, like when the leaks first came in, I thought that was the stupidest design I've ever seen for any phone I've ever seen, you know. But now that I see the phone out, I mean, it looks much better than I expected it would look. So yeah, I gotta give it to Apple on that one at least.
Yeah, they also launched the Apple Watch, not just one. They launched 3 of them: SE next generation, Pro 3rd generation, and Apple Watch 11th generation.
For me, Apple Watches are never really the highlight. I'm not that interested in watches.
My first watch was Watch 1st generation, and the second one was 9th generation. So I skipped 8 generations in between. So I guess the next one I'm buying is Apple Watch 18. So it's not like a really major upgrade to me. I'm not upgrading my watch for $1,300-$1,400 every year.
What? $1,300-$1,400 for a watch? You have got to be shitting me.
$1,300.
Yeah, I would like. You can buy a whole phone for that price. I mean, I'm not the biggest. I think I'm a little biased. I never wear watches. I gave it a try with Samsung. I think Galaxy Watch 5 Pro and then Galaxy Watch 6 Classic, and they were pretty good pretty good watches. They had nice features, and I like the rotating bezel a lot for the Classic. But I don't know, for me the hand started hurting, so I never used it. But for me, I just don't see much utility in smartwatches.
For someone like who's going out to work, it makes more sense to get a quick overview on notifications without taking your phone out of your pocket. For someone who's like working in operations, it makes more sense for them. But if you're working either from home or you're having a desk job, it's easier for you to access your phone. it makes more sense for people who can't do that.
I just have it on my wireless charging pad, and it's just sitting there. Normally, for notifications for me is not that much of an issue. I guess that's why I don't think much for watches, because if it's just a glorified notification machine, paying that much money, I mean, you're just basically paying. You can maybe buy a kidney in black market for that price.
And what will you do? Grow a plant?
Kidney beans.
Kidney beans.
I don't think that's how kidney beans are made, man.
Okay.
Don't ask me what I do with the black market organs. Okay, it's between me and my organ dealer. For me, just I cannot justify the price point for the utility that I get.
Okay, and so for people like you who don't like to wear watch but still want to keep a track of your heart rate, now they launched a new version of their AirPods Pro. It's AirPods Pro 3rd generation with a heart rate sensor in them. So you can still listen to music and keep your track of your heart rate.
So if I want to check my heart rate, I need to have my AirPods on then.
Or your Apple Watch or your blood pressure machine.
Yeah, imagine me going to I'm like in a group between a group of people. I'm like, guys, give me a second. Let me just check my heart rate, and I just put my AirPods in. That's stupid with that. Like, let me just check my heart rate, guys. Let's just do it.
I know you're a Samsung fan. That's why you're saying it this way.
Hey.
But on the other hand, it is how it is viewed is that you're working out and you don't like to wear Apple Watch, and you can still keep a track of your heart rate while working out or listening to music.
See, I'm not gonna claim. Okay, I have a lot of Samsung devices, but I'm not gonna claim to be a Samsung show. But one thing I do agree on is their implementation of this, because instead of putting it in something as stupid as an AirPod, they got the Galaxy Ring, right? At least that makes sense. If you don't want to watch and you still want to track your health, you have the ring. And I feel like that is a much better option than popping an AirPod in when you want to check your heart rate. It's just, I guess it makes sense because joggers would usually have their AirPods in when they're jogging, so that they can track the heart rate at that time. But I don't know,
But I guess there are all kinds of audience out there willing to purchase different kind of stuff, and there might be some people who don't want to wear a watch and don't want to wear a ring but still want AirPods. But there might be some people who don't want anything but they only want a ring with them. Okay, so at the end, you tell me, will you ever buy an orange iPhone? And secondly, how thin is too thin for a phone? And is it just a cool looking phone, or will you ever use it?
Yeah, also when you're leaving your opinions, you also mention whether you're an iPhone fan or not, because we don't want biased opinions here.
Secondly, will you upgrade to the new Apple Watch? And do you want your sensors to be in your ear for heart rate sensor?
Yeah, I want my sensors to be in my ears. Next they make Apple plugs, and I want the sensors in my
I'm removing that.
Bro, rectal thermometers are the most accurate ones. So putting thermal temperature sensors in your Apple, come on. E-plug, air plugs.